welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where today I'm here in Skegness. The sun is shining, we're in for an absolutely roasting hot day, and I'm looking forward to getting back on various different rides here at Bottons Pleasure Beach. Not been here for a couple of years, so I'm looking forward to getting back on the 4 different family roller coasters that they've got on offer. Along with that, there's a ghost train, along with various other rides here as well, such as a waltzer, there's a pirate ship, and so much more. Looking forward to getting back in. It's just gone 11 o'clock, and the park's just opened up, so I'm going to head over to the entrance shortly, buy a wristband for the day, and get lots of rides in. Here at Bottons Pleasure Beach, we can also use the chest-mounted GoPro on the ride, so we can get lots and lots of on-ride footage here in the absolutely beautiful weather that we're having today here in Skegness. If you haven't already seen it, check out yesterday's vlog from Fantasy Island at Ingoldmells. It's just a few miles up the road from here. Had a good day there yesterday. It was very quiet, and already this morning feels very busy down here on Skagas Promenade. So welcome to today's vlog. We'll get into the park shortly and pick up a wristband. I believe here you don't actually need to do any booking online. You literally just turn up, and as long as there's capacity in the park, they allow you in, and you can pay per ride or get a wristband. In terms of the wristband options, they do an all-day wristband, which is £20 at the time of recording, or they do an evening wristband from 5 PM, that is £14. So we're going to be in here early. I'm going to get the all-day wristband. Probably won't stay all day, but at least I've got the option there, and I'm not sort of you know, in a rush to get round this evening. I can just get on as many rides as I can do, and of course share some on-ride footage and my review here from this park. So we'll make our way down to the entrance. I believe they're also doing temperature checks as well, like we've seen at Fantasy Island and various other theme parks here in the UK. Also worth pointing out whilst I'm here, as much as they've got the log flume just behind me, if you do buy a wristband to go on all the rides, for some reason it doesn't include the log flume. It's been like that for years, but yeah, it doesn't include the log flume that you can see just behind me. So even though it says Pleasure Beach on the boats, and the staff that are there at the ticket booth are wearing Pleasure Beach uniforms, for some reason you can't use a Pleasure Beach wristband to get on the log flume. But it just is what it is. I don't know why, but yeah, it just seems to be £3 extra here out the front. But of course, if you're paying per ride anyway, it doesn't really make a difference. Obviously, if you're buying a wristband, that's when it does. But yeah, we'll make our way down to the entrance, down Pleasure Beach Promenade, and welcome to today's vlog. So I do really like the entrance promenade here at Bottons Pleasure Beach. Got all the palm trees down the middle here. Not real, of course, but they look quite snazzy. And then we make our way down to the entrance gates just here. Of course, you got all the signage up there at the top, Bottons Amusements. And here we can see the queue to get in on the left-hand side. And I believe this guy here is doing temperature checks. I'll have my temperature checked. We'll make our way into the park. Seems nice and easy. Well, I must say, a nice swift entrance operation here at Bottons Pleasure Beach. Also, the guy who was on the entrance just there was making sure that every single person coming in was sanitising their hands as well. So that's good to see. Anyway, I'm in the queue just here to buy my wristband. As you can see, you've got the prices just at the top there. And in terms of social distancing markers, as you can see, it's all marked out down here on the floor. You know, not the best of markers in the world, but it does the job. Everybody seems to be following them, as we can see just here. So I'll get my wristband, get the GoPro on, and we'll get on some rides. Oh yes, get that music pumping. What an atmosphere already. So it only took a few minutes there to get sorted with the wristband. Nice and easy. Everybody was following the social distancing in the queue line there as well. And also I paid £20 for the wristband, and the lady just said before I paid that the only ride that's going to be shut today is the Twist. So that's absolutely fine. I like how she was letting people know before they paid as well. Anyway, going to start off with a ride on the Fabry Spinning Mouse that opened here in 2006. It's Rockin Roller, and it's built on the roof of an arcade, and you get some fantastic views of the beach and also the sea as well. So I'll get the GoPro on and we'll get on Rockin Roller. Right, here we go then. So we've just been dispatched on Rockin Roller. Such a noisy lift hill on this one. And there's everybody over on the beach. Absolutely gorgeous down here on Skagas Promenade. It's supposed to be the hottest day of the year here in the UK today. Walk straight onto this, no queue at all. Like I say, the park's just opened. It's busy in Skegness, but it doesn't seem that busy in here yet. And here we go. Woohoo! Don't know how much I'm going to spin being on my own, but we'll see. Oh, a little bit. I find these Fabries to be quite comfortable actually, they're not too bad. Hey! Yeah, cars are piling in, all the car parks filling up already. It's great to see though all these places busy again, and that's what we want to do here at Theme Park Worldwide. Get round, support all these parks and attractions, and really focus on some of the smaller, more family-owned attractions now. Hey! Woo! Oh, that was some sharp braking. Of course, we'll go on the giant wheel as well, get some good views from on there. Yeah, loads of people out there on the beach, but the good thing is with it being free entry, it means that a lot of people will probably come in and do a few rides. Wait, a bit of airtime then. Oh, and there we go. And a ride on Rockin Roller. It was quite smooth and comfortable. That braking was a bit sharp at the end there and also halfway through the track. But overall, not a bad little coaster. We'll come on again later on anyway. Probably go and do the freak out next. I think what really makes Rockin Roller for me is the location. Like I say, the fact that it's built on top of an arcade means that you get some fantastic views. Just looking out over the beach and over to the sea is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, up next, I'm going on the KMG Freak Out that you can see just behind me to come along for the ride. Let's go and get on. Right then, here we go on the freak out. Let's see what we're going to get. How's the cycle going to be? We'll soon find out. In terms of social distancing on here, they're making sure that groups are spread. So I'm a single rider on this end. Of course, there's 4 seats on each one of the arms, and there's another rider on the other end. So there's 2 empty seats in the middle. And here we go. As you can see, masks don't need to be worn on attractions here. I'm wearing mine here today. Here we go. Woo! Oh yeah. Absolutely love these. Get some fantastic views all across the park and also some of the other attractions in Skegness. Hooray! Oh yes! Love that view out towards the sea. Woo! Hooray! That's what I've always loved about seaside amusement parks. When they're right next to the beach, looking out over the beach and the sea really makes it. Oh, here we go. Oi. Quite a nice cycle. Whoa! Oh, yes. Woo! Got quite a bit of kick to it, that. Is that the end of the cycle, I think? Oh no. And there we go, slowing down, freak out here at Bottons Pleasure Beach. That was quite good, I enjoyed that. Not a bad cycle. I've always enjoyed a good freak out, and the cycle on there was really good. Just over 2 minutes, and I really feel like the positioning of that ride here in the park is great. Looking out towards the beach and the sea is really, really nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'll definitely be having another couple of rides on there later on in the day. Anyway, up next, time for a ride on the park's Ghost Train. You can see the facade there just behind me. No queue whatsoever. So yeah, I think it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Love a good Ghost Train. And to be honest, it's been a few years since I went on this one, so I can't really remember much about it. So come along and join me. Let's go and have a bit of a spook. Here we go on the Ghost Train. Very classic with all the cloths hanging down here. coaster or the best ghost train in the world, but it certainly builds up quite a bit of atmosphere when you're going round. And I think that's due to how they've done the lighting in there. You go around some of the corners, it's absolutely pitch black, and of course there's a scene right next to you, and then the light comes on when you're right next to it, so it does give a bit of a jump scare. It's certainly not the worst ghost train I've been on. I've been on quite a lot of worse ones than that. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. Short and sweet, I'd say, with that one. Don't get me wrong, it could do with a little bit more movement in there. There's a few bits that open up and move about, but it would benefit from a little bit more movement. But overall, it does its job. It's a ghost train, it's got a few jump scares, it's got that classic amusement park feel about it as well. Anyway, up next, it's time for another roller coaster, and another one that's built on top of an arcade. It's Queen Bee. This is a Pinfari family coaster that opened here in 2002. So let's go and have a ride on here. Go then on the Queen Bee on top of the arcade roof. Of course, the reason that they do that is to save space. They haven't got much room here at this park, so it's a good way of getting a bit of extra space. And in fact, if they ever want to expand, they could put another roller coaster there on that roof. They probably have to strengthen the roof a little bit. I know they did that for Rockin Roller. I'm not too sure about this, but here we go on the second row. Whoa! For a Pinfari, this is quite smooth. Pinfari normally have that reputation of rough rides, but it's quite enjoyable, this one. Maybe that's because it doesn't go very fast. It's quite a short layout, but it's a good little fun family coaster, you know, like, it does what it says on the tin. It's like, well, a first ride for a kid to go on, really. You know, and it's important that parks have that, like a first roller coaster experience for them. And that's exactly what Queen Bee is. I remember going on this as a kid. Up here on the roof. I was just amazed that it was on top of an arcade. Lap number 2. Absolutely beautiful day though, isn't it? Look out there towards the beach. I think the location of Bottons is really, really nice here. I think it's great. You even get great views over there, the arcades, loads of mini golfs, and even McDonald's. Everyone's queuing for a McDonald's breakfast. Oh no, it'll be main menu now, won't it? Main menu. Oh, 2 laps. Oh no, we're getting another one. And they say, I watched the one just, and it got a 3-lap special. Also, there's lots of other attractions here in Skegness. You can see just in the distance over there, there's a massive high ropes course now. Big orange structure. Yeah, absolutely huge. I'll show you a little bit of footage of it later on in the vlog. And here we go, lap number 3 on the Queen Bee. Hey! Well, there we go. I reckon that's the smoothest Pinfari out there. If you can find a smoother Pinfari, let me know in the comments. Well, there we go. 3-lap special. It's what we like at Theme Park Worldwide. It just brings back so many childhood memories for me, going on Queen Bee, on top of the arcade, and all the views. It just makes you realise how much the promenade has changed over the years here at Skegness. The front used to look so different when I was a kid, but I tell you what, it's still great that they've kept Queen Bee up there, on top of the arcade, really makes it for me. Anyway, up next, it's time to go on a nice classic pirate ship, so we'll go around this way and come along and join me for the ride. It's always great when we can use the GoPro on attractions. Here we go then, walk straight onto the pirate ship then here at Bottons. From watching it off ride, looks like it swings quite high, this one. Should be in for a good ride. In terms of the loading procedures, missing a row on here, in between parties.
Yeah, I think the social distancing measures are quite good here, to be honest. I didn't really know what to expect with it being a small sort of family-run amusement park, but I think they've done a really good job. I think a big thing with here as well is that a lot of people come in later on for the evening session. It might only be £6 cheaper, but if you've got a family, it's certainly a lot better paying £14 instead of £20. Of course, here at Theme Park Worldwide, we want to get out there and support as many parks and attractions as we can. They really need it. So I'm more than happy to pay the extra £6 for a full day here, because I know I'll get my money's worth. And it's always great to share the experience with you guys. Quite a good pirate ship. Considering I'm sat towards the middle, still singing quite high, swinging quite high. And there we go, quite a short cycle, but not too bad. Right, up next, time for another roller coaster. You can just see it actually off to the left-hand side. It's got some very old hashtag rock work on it, so head over that way next. Pretty standard pirate ship there really, but it had quite a good swing to it. Anyway, up next it's time to ride the Runaway Train roller coaster that we can see just behind me here. Like I said, it's got a bit of old rock work on there, but hey, at least it's got some theming. So I'll go and join the queue. Looks like it's got a little bit of a wait, this one, with it being a popular family coaster here at the park. It's my third roller coaster here out of 4. Afterwards I've got the Big Apple, so we'll go and get on that straight away after doing that. But yeah, let's go and get on the Runaway Train. Opened here in 1991. Here we go then on the Runaway Train. It's a 3-lap special, this one. And we're on the back row just here. Look at that quality rock work there. It's like Big Thunder Mountain. To be fair, if it got refurbished, it could look really good. I mean, it's better than having no theming at all, but yeah, just a bit of a tidy up, bit of a paint, it could look even better, couldn't it? And there we go, down into the bit of Helix. Woo! It's a very smooth ride, this one. It's very unique because it's actually the only one of its type out there in the world. I believe it was originally built in 1988 by a company called Meridian before it got located here in 1991. It got relocated from an unknown location to here, so it's very, very smooth. I wish they built some more of these, to be honest. Very smooth, comfortable ride. Some of these junior coasters can be quite rough, so yeah, it's a shame that Meridian Limited didn't build some more, because it's quite a nice little ride. Round for lap number 3. Starting to get a few more crowds in here now, but it's still not really busy. Tell you what though, it's just nice to see that people are here enjoying the rides again. We were worried a couple of months back that there was going to be no summer season for these parks, which of course would have been dreadful. So at least they've managed to get a summer season, which is great, especially with the more smaller family-owned attractions like this. There we go, thanks for riding on the Runaway Train. Oh, we're going again. Lap number 4. The one before, just when I was waiting, and he went round 3 times. I'm sure it did, unless I didn't count very well. They've also got loads of hand sanitizer stations around here, which is really good. They're on all the different stations before you get on the rides, which is great. So yeah, for a smaller attraction, they've really thought about it. And like I said, I didn't really know what sort of measures that are put into place. there we go. Is that all we're getting? That's it, 4-lap special. Not complaining about that. Bargain.
Nice 4-lap special there on the Runaway Train here at Bottons Pleasure Beach. It is getting warmer and warmer, and I tell you what, it's an absolutely gorgeous day to be getting back on some rides. Time now for the Big Apple coaster that you can see just behind me. This opened in 1987. It's the oldest operating roller coaster here at the park. So let's go on. This is another Pinfari special, this one.
Here we go then, so it's time for a back row special on the Big Apple. I've done way too many of these over the years. Way too many. And they're all the same sort of idea. They all have these little lights on the lift hill, and they all go through the apple because it's a caterpillar that goes through a big apple, of course. They all look identical. It's quite funny really, isn't it? But it is what it is. It's always a solid family addition to any theme park. Oh, picking up the pace a bit now. I think we'll go on that Ferris wheel next, actually. On the big wheel that looks over the beach. Hey! Tell you what, this is one of the smoother ones of these I've done though. Really, really smooth. Obviously, Bottons Pleasure Beach know what they're doing when it comes to looking after their Pinfaris. A few more people there exiting and going up to ride Rockin Roller. I'll take you on with another POV on that as well this afternoon. All the little airtime hills where you don't get any airtime. And here we go. I think it's only a 2-lap special, this one. And there we go, the Big Apple.
Straight from the Big Apple coaster then, my 4th and final coaster to ride here at Bottons Pleasure Beach, and on to the giant wheel. Some absolutely fantastic views from up here. We're only halfway up. I always enjoy going on attractions that are a lot taller than anything else at these parks. So you just get such a nice view of not only the park, but also the location. It's the same for drop towers as well. I mean, they haven't got a drop tower here, but I love drop towers just for going up there and seeing the views all around the park and the local area. But even more so an amusement park like this, when you've got stunning views of the sea and the beach just over there. So I'll spin you around and we'll get a bit more footage as we go higher up on the giant wheel. Thousands of people enjoying the beach over there, and I'm sure later on a lot of those will be coming here into Bottons and making the most of the evening wristband. Yeah, look at that, crowds, everybody loving the beach over there. It's a really nice beach here. It's very sandy as well. I mean, a lot of the time you get rocks on beaches and stuff, don't you? You know, so it's nice to have a good sandy beach, which it is here in Skegness. There's the Big Apple that I went on, Rockin Roller on top of the arcade. I do love it. I mention it so much, but I do love how they're on top of the arcade. And we'll spin around this way now and have a little look at the park. Bum, 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 bum. I tell you what, you get some right retro music here. You get some classics, and then you get some really modern stuff as well. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Kind of shows really how Skegness isn't built up that much actually at all when you look over there. It's pretty much just Skegness and Ingold Mills up the coast, and then it's just loads of fields, and you see that when you're driving over here. There's no motorway to get over to here. You know, you just drive all through like the lanes, and it's really, really picturesque. You can get another look over there as well at that high ropes course. That definitely wasn't there last time I was here, so I'm not too sure when it opened. Like I say, it's been a couple of years since I've been down here into Skegness. Did Fantasy Island last year, but I haven't been down to Bottons for a little while, so yeah, I'm not too sure when that opened, whether it was last year or this year. But yeah, you got loads of different attractions around here. I mean, they've got like a little boat ride
that actually runs just down here. You can hire boats. There you go. You can see some people on one. Let me zoom in a little bit. See them just down there on the little boats. Yeah, all sorts. There's about 3 or 4 different adventure golf courses, and there's actually another little fairground that they're constructing over there at the moment. It's there just for the summer. It's a heritage fairground. You can just see the Helter Skelter and stuff through there. Don't think it's quite finished yet. If it was open today, of course I'd have got some footage over there and some POVs, but don't think it's going to be open today. It looks like they're still finishing off the Ferris Wheel and a couple of bits. I imagine it might open tomorrow with it being the weekend. I mean, it's a Friday today when this is being filmed, so that's probably going to open tomorrow. Yeah, some nice views here from on the giant wheel. Up next, I think it's time for a bit of waltzer action, don't you? Love a good waltzers. So good. Here we go then, straight from the giant wheel onto the waltzer. Only had to wait 1 cycle and we're on, so here we go. See what spin I get on this. Tell you what, you get some great music though here. There's a really good atmosphere at the park. I'd say the atmosphere is actually a lot better here than it was yesterday at Fantasy Island, which is really surprising. 'Cause we belong together now, yeah. Woo! Oh! Here we go. We're getting a good spin. Woo! Here we go, getting a good spin on this, I tell you, fantastic. Here we go, try and get a bit more now. Oh, I lost it a bit. There we go. Hey! Gotta love a good super waltzer. Nice fairground classic. Woo! Here we go. Hey! Oh, that's it. We're going to spin now. Hey! Awesome. There we go, some more in it. Woo! Bottons Pleasure Beach. Woo! I tell you what, if Charlotte was here, she wouldn't like this. It just keeps going. Woo! Here we go. Give me some more on the super waltzer. Woo! Awesome, that was brilliant, really good. Well, you know what? I can see why they call it the Super Waltzer now. That was absolutely fantastic. Really nice long cycle. I was actually on there just over 4 minutes, which was fantastic. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Fantastic ride, nice lighting package on there as well, and some good loud music whilst you're going around on there as well. Up next then, may as well go on it because I've got a wristband. Let's go on Dumbo, the flying elephant just here. Feel like I'm back at Disneyland. Here we go then, straight onto Dumbo. Really nice ride this, all very colourful and all the lights on here. It looks great at night, this one. Of course, we get some nice panoramic views. Oh, there's the freak out in action. Love the positioning of that, it's great. Yeah, like I say, it's quite a small site here, but I think what they charge is quite good value, really. I mean, you obviously go out, have some food, have a look around Skegness, then come back into here. They don't actually set a closing time for Bottons Pleasure Beach, but last night, obviously, I came down here, checked into a hotel just after Fantasy Island, and it was still open past 8 o'clock last night with some rides going around. So, you know, you certainly get your money's worth. And obviously, if you really want to just come in from the evening from 5 o'clock, have a few hours, then yeah, it'll cost you £14, of course, at the time of recording. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. I think it's fair pricing, really. But in terms of the ride, only got a couple of bits left to do. I'm going to go and pay and do the log flume outside as well, because I've not done it for years. So I'm going to pay the £3 to do that. Go on the Dodgems down there next as well. And also in this vlog, gonna have a little walk out and go and have a look at that vintage fun fair next door as well. Like I say, I don't think it's open yet, they're still building it. Looks like to me it might be opening tomorrow. But like I say, I'll just go over there and have a little look because it looks quite decent actually. Only a few little rides and also that high ropes course as well. So go and show you those also in this vlog. Then we'll come back in, I'll do a few re-rides and then I'll take you on Rockin Roller coaster again as well. So after flying around up in the air with Dumbo, time now for a ride on the Dodgems just here. So yeah, let's get the GoPro on. Let's go and have a little ride round on the Dodgems. Here we go then on the Dodgems. I tried to pick the fastest car that I saw from watching it off-ride, but we'll see. I must say they're quite strict on here. It says no bumping and the guy's telling people off who bump and one way around. Pile up. This is probably the strictest Dodgems I've ever been on. It's literally just riding around in circles pretty much. Oh. Yeah, there's really not much point to a Dodgems at all when you can't bump at all. I can understand no head-on collisions, but no bumping at all, it's a bit strict. So we just come off what are probably the strictest Dodgems in the world. I don't think the guy was very happy, to be honest, when I bumped into them other people, but I had no choice. I couldn't go anywhere else because they bumped and they were of course blocking the way through. But yeah, normally with those it's one way around the track as standard, like that one was. You expect that, but yeah, no bumping at all. It was a little bit strict, I thought, for a Dodgems, but it is what it is, isn't it? On there normally you can just go into the side of the other Dodgems cars, but yeah, the guy on there was really strict. It was a big operation for him. But anyway, at least I went on there, just putting a little bit of footage. I didn't put the whole thing in. It was quite a long cycle actually, but pretty much just going round in circles really. In terms of some of the other rides in there, there's a few other attractions for the kids, like there's a little carousel, a chair swing, a couple of little spinning rides, but nothing too much. I've done all the major family rides in there, and like I say, I'll go back in, do a few re-rides, and I'll take you on Rockin Roller, that spinning roller coaster again when I head back in. But I thought I'd just come for a little look out here on the beautiful promenade in Skegness. Gorgeous day today, and it's absolutely wonderful down here. You've got lots of other attractions, including Altitude 44 that you can see just behind me, the high ropes course. I'm not going to be doing it today, but I just thought I'd show you it, so we'll go a bit closer and have a look at that, and also going to have a look at the vintage fun fair that they're setting up here as well. I believe that's going to be here throughout the rest of the summer period. Like I say, from looking at the construction, seems like it might be opening for the weekend, and it's a Friday today, so I probably just missed that by a day. Nothing major there, but it's just very traditional with the Helter Skelter and a few other bits. So we'll have a little walk around this way and down towards the beach. So here it is, Altitude 44. I mean, we've seen a lot of these high ropes courses popping up all around the world actually. It's become quite a big thing, and especially these ones where it's on one big framework, mainly because of how compact it is. I mean, you look at the footprint for something like this, you know, it's nothing, is it really? And they've managed to build it all the way up. But yeah, it's called Altitude 44, and yeah, I really like the idea of all the different obstacles on here. You've actually got a bicycle that you can get on over there. That's quite an interesting one. I think that guy's actually just about to go onto there now. Don't think I've ever seen one of these with a bike before. There you go, he's getting on there. And then he's just going to pedal across. I mean, it's all fastened on and everything, but it's just quite interesting to see. Here we go, is he going for it? That's it, get your feet on, and off he goes. It's quite cool, isn't it? And of course you're all fastened on with the harnesses and everything, but yeah, there's a few other unique things on there as well. Of course, with us being right next to the sea, you got some boats, you got some surfboards there.
Yeah, it's just really, really nice, isn't it? I'm not too sure exactly why it's called Altitude 44, because it's taller than 44 feet, and I don't think it's 44 meters, because that's about, what, 145 feet, something like that, I guess. But yeah, I'm not too sure why it's called that. But yeah, I do like all the theming. Just thought I'd show you it. And got all the barrels over there as well, and they got like the life rings that are holding up there. I just think it's really nicely themed, actually, and it fits in really well here on the promenade in Skegness. There's a lot of different attractions here, which is great. So I mentioned earlier on when we was over in the Pleasure Beach that you've got the little boats that run around here as well. £12 per boat for up to 4 people, extra £2 for a 5th person. But there you go, you get the little mini port ferries, canal boats, police boats, all sorts of different ones, which is quite nice, isn't it? As we can see all the way across there. Along with the boats, they've also got some go-karting just over there as well. You can just see part of the go-kart track over there in the distance. That's £8 for a single car on there. But yeah, I might actually do the go-karts at some point whilst I'm here. If I do, of course, I'll record a POV and put it on as a video here on the channel, so stay tuned for that, because I might have a go on there later on, possibly. Got all these different mini golf courses. Honestly, there's all sorts around here. You've also got an aquarium here down the road, and also there's a pirate adventure golf over there, and also Skegness Model Village. So there's all sorts of stuff, and it's all down here right next to the beach. So brilliant in terms of coming down here and doing all the different attractions. We've also got another little boating lake over there as well with all pedlos on. That's where we're going to head over in that direction. So all the times I've been to Skegness over the years, I've never noticed these photos before, unless they're new and they've only been put up recently. But I thought I'd show you this one here. So it's from the 1930s, Thompson's Pleasureland. And as you can see, there's a wooden roller coaster over there at the back. We can see the race cars down here at the front as well. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, quite interesting. I mean, you've got the sea out there at the front, what looks to be maybe a carousel off to the left-hand side as well. There we go, just quite interesting to see that, isn't it? Never noticed that before here on the wall. Of course, a little bit of Skegness history for you all. And talking of older rides, if we go around the corner, that's where they're actually setting up the vintage fairground at the moment. So here it is then, as we can see, the vintage fun fair really looks like it's nearly ready to go now. You've got the Helter Skelter just off to the right hand side there. That looked amazing last night with all the lights on as well. I put a photo over on Instagram, so give us a follow at Theme Park Worldwide if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, it looks really, really pretty with all the lights on. Got a nice traditional Ferris wheel over there, one where your legs dangle, double deck carousel as well. And also you've got a Dodgems here as well. And along with that, there's a few other family rides as well. So anyway, I'm going to walk around this way now, have a little stroll along the beach, have a little look on the pier, and then head back into Pleasure Beach and do some more rides. And like I say, I'll take you on Rockin Roller again for another POV. All these cars coming in, I tell you what, I'm glad I got parked up early. So here's a look then at the absolutely beautiful Skegness Central Beach. Spent many hours on there as a kid and absolutely loved it. Great atmosphere down here today in Skegness. Great to see everybody back out and of course supporting the local businesses and tourism, it really is. But yeah, really, really nice atmosphere down here today. It certainly is fantastic. And you get a bit of a view of the back of the Pleasure Beach just here as well, and Rockin Roller. That's why the views are so good from on that ride, because you just look out over this and just see all the sea and the beach. And we're going to have a little walk down on the pier, which we can just see down at the bottom there. So I'm going to make my way down that way towards the pier. Not a cloud in the sky. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely beautiful day here in Skegness. Perfect for going on some rides at the Pleasure Beach. Just having a walk around, soaking up the atmosphere, having an ice cream. Honestly, it's absolutely beautiful. But we'll walk down to the end of the pier just here. Not like it's too far because it's literally just down here. And then we'll have a little look at some of the views, because if I zoom in, you should be able to see Butlins, and also as well, you can see a bit of Fantasy Island over in the distance as well. As we can see, very busy down here on Skegness Beach. But if I zoom into the distance over towards Ingold Mills, we can just make out Fantasy Island and also Butlins as well. So, of course, check out yesterday's vlog if you've not seen it. There at the top of Odyssey, over at Fantasy Island. And you actually just see a little bit of Millennium there as well, down at the bottom behind the trees. And off to the right-hand side there, we can see Volcano. And also, you can see part of the Skyline Pavilion over at Butlins as well. I've had many holidays to Butlins over the years. We actually filmed a vlog there a few years ago, so check it out if you've not seen it. And hopefully get back to Butlins at some point in the future, because I do really enjoy it. It's all the entertainment, the water park, and of course the funfair rides as well. Anyway, I'm going to carry on walking down the pier now, and we'll head back in to the Pleasure Beach and do a few more rides. So to a nice walk there around parts of Skegness and also on the pier and the beach. Made it back here now to Bottons Pleasure Beach, where I'm going to go on the upcharged log flume. So it's a nice hot day. I don't mind paying £3 for a bit of a soaking today. If the park itself had an actual water ride that was included in the wristband, then I would have probably just done that. But as they haven't, it's absolutely baking hot. I feel like I've got to go on this log flume. It's a must. So at the end of the day, paying £3 is supporting the park and the amusement industry, and that's what we're all about here at Theme Park Worldwide. So I'm going to go and pay to get on, get the GoPro back on, and let's go on the river adventure just here, the log flume. Here we go then. So I paid my £3 and it activates a turnstile. You get given like a little red token and it activates the turnstile. Yeah, I've not been on this for years. Great views of the entrance there at Bottons Pleasure Beach. More people heading in, having the temperatures checked down there. And here we go, we get a little double drop first and then round to the main drop. I'm hoping for a bit of a soaking. Oh, that is so nice, that. Worth a £3 just for that. Carry on round this way, on the Wild River. I do like these, as much as the standard layouts, I do really enjoy them. Yeah, there's so many of these operating around the world of this exact model, but it's just it's a nice design. You get a double drop, you get a main drop. Does what it says on the tin, really. That was just a light sprinkle. I'm hoping for a little bit more on this main drop. I'd have sat a bit further forward if I could, but I had to sit in the back with it being on my own. But here we go. Oh, watch yourself there, bird. Let's go. Woohoo! Oh, that'll do nicely. There we go. Bit of a soak in. That is nice, that. I'll probably be dry in about 5 minutes, but that'll do nice. That was worth £3 for that. £1.50 a drop. Oh, it's a double drop, isn't it? So we'll call it £1 a drop. There we go, Wild River. Upcharge attraction, but we're supporting the industry. That's what it's all about. Oh, I did enjoy that. A nice water ride on a hot day like today. I mean, it's the hottest day of the year. I had to go on a water ride today. No, it was good to get back on there. Many years since I last went on that one. Anyway, I'm going to do a few more re-rides. Of course, I've filmed everything really, all the different attractions. As I mentioned earlier on, there's some more smaller family rides. Like you've got the little train over there. You've got the swings, another little upcharge, the little, quad bikes. You don't want to be doing that. And, yeah, I'm going to take you on for one more ride now on Rockin Roller, which is just around here. So we'll go again on there, do a few more re-rides, then I'll wrap up today's vlog here from Bottons Pleasure Beach. Here we go then, back on Rockin Roller now for a second ride. The tunes are pumping, the beach is full of people, and what an atmosphere down here. Really nice day today. Of course, I'm going to do a few more re-rides off camera before we wrap up today's vlog. But of course, we've still got the POV from this to come. Hey! See if we spin a bit more this time. People seem to be keeping the distance over there on the beach, which is good to see. Hey! Woo! Feels a lot smoother than it used to, this. I'm sure before I've said it was really rough. Hey! Woo!
Oh, here we go, getting a bit more spin this time, that's it. It's got to hit the corners right, really. There we go. Whee! That's it, that's what we want. Whee! Oh! Woo! It's just nice to do a spin. Oh my god, that was violent. Here's me saying it wasn't rough. Woo! God, blimey, that braking, man, went flying. Yeah, it's nice to do a spinning coaster that's not a revolution. Oh, oh. Flying round now. That was a bit more intense than earlier. Still not too rough. It's more like sharp braking, to be honest. You got to watch out for that. Hold on tight. But anyway, I'm just going to do a few more re-rides. I'll put in a little bit more off-ride footage, and then we'll wrap up this vlog here today from Skegness and Bottons Pleasure Beach.
A little bit more off-ride footage there from some of the attractions at Bottons Pleasure Beach here in Skegness. Had a few more re-rides after that. Did Freak Out again, did that absolutely awesome waltzer, the pirate ship, the ghost train, and Queen Bee as well. So yeah, did quite a few more re-rides. Certainly had my £20 worth, and of course I paid £3 to go on the log flume as well. So 23 quid for everything that I've done today. Plenty of re-rides, and of course I could stay for like another 4 or 5 hours if I wanted to until it closed. But I'm not going to, because of course I'm moving on now and over to the next part, what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, it's certainly been good to get back here to Skegness, have a little walk around the promenade. Really is great down here with a fantastic atmosphere, loads of different attractions as well. You can certainly make a few days of it, support the local businesses, support tourism, and that's what it's all about, and make the most of the last few weeks of summer, really, you know. Get out to these attractions, of course, in the safest way possible. Make sure that you're following all the different guidelines and restrictions in place, and in general it seems like social distancing's been okay here today. No matter where you go, you're always going to get some people that aren't following it, but I'll always do my best to follow it the best that I can do. In terms of the park, with the COVID-19 regulations, what they've put into place, plenty of hand sanitizer. I was surprised that the staff weren't wearing masks, especially when they were getting close and checking the restraints. I thought that they would be wearing masks. It's, you know, one of the only parts I've done actually since the reopening that hadn't had the staff wearing masks, so that's certainly an interesting choice. But still, you know, everybody's been having a good day down there. There's plenty of social distancing markers, loads of people hand sanitizing, and the fact they're doing the temperature checks on entrance is also fantastic. But great to get back here to Skegness. Check out yesterday's vlog from Fantasy Island if you've not already seen it, and in the meantime, about to get in the car and drive off to the next park, and that'll be the next vlog here on Theme Park Worldwide. So thank you very much for joining me from the absolutely gorgeous Skegness in the sunshine, summer 2020. It's been great to get back. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you in the next vlog.